What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about it. And I'm doing this video because I want to share with the public this outcome of the Law Society handling my complaint that I filed 3 years ago against Toronto lawyer John David Ekpenyong. If you've seen previous videos, I'm sure you guys are familiar who this lawyer is. This has been an opposing lawyer who has disobeyed and shown disregard for several of the rules and the laws with the Law Society. And when lawyers are caught red-handed submitting fraudulent documents, committing perjury, submitting fraudulent bills, they are straight up caught red-handed lying to judges. There's like this complaint service with the Law Society. And, for the Law Society to sit on my complaint for 3 years and then dismiss it and not answer to the original the complaint, the fraudulent bills, this lawyer lying to judges, and he giving me this response, how they've closed the complaint. The Law Society shouldn't be surprised why a significant percentage or number of Canadians do not trust the Law Society. Now, this complaint was eventually handed over to Ari Kashton. Ari, he's got expertise in fraud investigation, forensic accounting, and money laundering. You would think out of anyone to be handling this complaint, Ari Kashton would have been the perfect fit. Well, all Ari did was just cause unnecessary delays, and he never answered to the fraud and the unethical conduct and the rules, the code of conduct rules that John David Ekpenyong completely disregarded. This is a perfect example why lawyers handling complaints against lawyers do not work. And I think if we gather the numbers, which the Law Society, I know they try to make some of the information transparent, but if we can really break down the numbers of how many complaints have been filed, how many have been accepted, I'm pretty sure it would be extremely surprising to the public. So yeah, it was just nothing but a headache dealing with the Law Society and dealing with Ari Kashton. Like I said, in his response here, he never answered to the $160,000 fraudulent bill that John David Ekpenyong submitted to the courts. So what kind of representation is a forensic investigator who doesn't address the forensic accounting and the fraud and, so like I said, Ari never answered in his response, he never answered to that $160,000. I provided that document, that affidavit, where John David Ekpenyong admitted his client paid a block fee. I think I even sent Ari that audio recording where John David Ekpenyong admitted to me over the phone that his client did not spend $160,000. These are some serious criminal offenses. When you get into the perjury, the fraud, the harassment, and the stalking, and how the Waterloo Region Police refused to do anything adequately. Now the Halton Region Police are doing the same thing. They're refusing to properly investigate this fraudulent bill. I spoke to one officer over there, Tyrone Gardner, who unfortunately now I'm going to have to file a complaint with LICA, and I'll be doing a full video on just pretty much how the Halton Region Police have also, like the Law Society, failed to do anything adequately. This is why there's a major trust issue with these parties, so yeah, Ari Kashton never answered to that $160,000 fraudulent bill. Ari Kashton never answered to John David Ekpenyong lying to several judges, including Deputy Judge Familia back in February 2024, when he scheduled that settlement conference, never told me. And then I lost that defamation lawsuit, all because John David Ekpenyong was caught red-handed lying to a judge. And the following day there was that correspondence with the emails, which I'll share with you guys again, that I put in a previous video. Where he never served me. And he sat there, gaslit me. Like, you guys should, I'll even share with you guys in another video, this more gaslighting that this lawyer's doing. Continues to get away with. Ari didn't do any of that. I requested Ari to do a financial assessment, and he refused to do that. What kind of a fraud investigator, getting paid, I'm pretty sure handsomely, to not even do his job properly? He's just protecting this type of poor behavior. Ari just pretty much gave a slap on the wrist, a little nice, which I'll get into this complaint, a warning. And what's the point of warning a lawyer when they're supposed to be a competent lawyer and they should know the code of conduct? And when you've got a lawyer like this one, John David Ekpenyong, who has completely abused his powers, he still harasses me. He's admitted to stalking me, submitting a fraudulent bill of $160,000. This family court wants to rob me, fine, but at least allow me to make payments, and I haven't been able to. I got my bank accounts garnished. They're frozen. Sorry, I've got my bank accounts are all frozen, and there's a garnishment in place, which I brought up to Justice Martha Ann Tweedy, because if you dispute a garnishment, a judge should take that in consideration. And Justice Tweedy, I'll do in another video, failed to even answer to that as well. So this is the problem. Judges, police, the Law Society, the courts, these prosecutors, they all collectively refuse to investigate these actions from John David Ekpenyong. This lawyer submitted a fraudulent bill, committed perjury, committed fraud. And why is nobody questioning this lawyer's actions? I mentioned to Ari that this lawyer has been harassing me nonstop. I provided a handful of emails. Ari said I never sent him anything, when in fact I did. And if it was insufficient, then you think Ari Kashton of the Law Society, fraud investigator, would have had the decency to say, hey, the materials you sent me are missing what you're claiming, so I need to make a decision, and if you're claiming he's harassed you, then you haven't provided it, you should send it. There was none of that. So Ari Kashton's job at the Law Society is a forensic accountant. What is a forensic accountant? So what I've gathered is a forensic accountant is a specially trained accountant who investigates financial records under fraud or financial misconduct. Their work combines accounting, auditing, and investigative skills, and are often involved in legal proceedings. So here you go. You got one of the top fraud investigators, a forensic accountant, has refused to do the basic duties and investigate this fraudulent bill of $160,000. So this is Ari's job description, and he has failed imbiasedly to not do his job. I have reached out to Christopher White, who Ari reports to, and this person, he refuses to step in to answer to why Ari failed to do his job fairly and properly, and of course in a timely manner. Ari Kashton sat on this complaint for 3 years, and to be honest, he dicked me around, and he told me right from the very beginning, he can't comment if the investigation still continues. He never even investigated this complaint in the first place. He just aided and abetted a lawyer who got away with committing perjury and submitting a fraudulent document. It's been nothing but problems dealing with the Law Society and Ari addressing John David Ekpenyong's unethical and criminal conduct. And to be honest, it's like, what's the point of having rules? if the conduct of lawyers, if lawyers are going to have disregard, to these rules, and if the Law Society is not going to properly enforce the rules and not properly act on complaints, this is a perfect example of why the public significantly does not trust the Law Society handling complaints. Because you know why? The Law Society is funded by lawyers who pay their annual fee, which I think is about $2,500. So they protect each other for litigation. They protect each other to keep their numbers up, right? Like I said, my experience dealing with this Law Society is a perfect example why the public cannot trust the Law Society. Ensuring accountability and maintaining public trust in the legal process is what the Law Society stands for, and the public does not trust the Law Society. I believe the Law Society, from my personal experience, is very broken and biased, especially with these complaints. I filed a complaint against Ari Kashton, and that complaint got dismissed. It got emerged, it got dismissed. So who did it? Was it Ari? Did Ari dismiss the complaint on himself? Another issue I had with Ari is that he dismissed this complaint and provided his reasons on May 1st of 2025. Well, he refused to close that complaint. I sent messages to the portal. He ignored me every time. And, you can't appeal a complaint if they don't close it. So it took the Law Society or Ari, whoever it was over there, 2 weeks to close it. You closed the complaint, but you left it open, and you made it difficult and unnecessarily frustrating for me to appeal that complaint. I got this complaint here. I'll share with you guys. This was Ari's response. I won't read it all. I'll leave it up on the screen so you guys can read it yourselves. But he puts here in his background is the evidence provided reflected that Mr. Ekpenyong used inappropriate language in the court and misled the court regarding the filings of your affidavit. Well, like I said, this Ari Kashton here, Mr. Kashton, refused to comment on the initial complaint. Yes, that was part of it, but the initial complaint was this fraudulent $160,000 bill that, like I said, the judges aren't questioning, the Crown attorneys aren't questioning, the police aren't investigating, and this Law Society isn't properly investigating. Regulatory issues investigated may have failed to be courteous, civil, or act in good faith, may have misled, may have failed to act with honor and integrity. The court transcript provided to reflect the lawyer's inappropriate language. I have reminded the lawyer of the rules of professional conduct 2.11 and 7.2-1. The lawyer provided, the records provided reflected that your affidavit had been provided to the lawyer in accordance with the intent of the court and court transcriptionist. See, he keeps talking about when John David Ekpenyong initially lied to the courts. He got caught lying to Justice Bingham May 27th, 2022, where he straight up lied, and he said, "Oh, I never received Mr. Dobson's affidavit." Well, he did, and I provided that to the courts, and I provided that to the Law Society. Again, reading this is frustrating because this forensic accountant never even answered to the main issues at hand here. And he just outcome. After considering all the materials information gathered in the investigation, I have concluded the investigation identified concerns about misrepresentation, incivility, honor, and integrity. To address these concerns, as noted, I provide the lawyer with the regulatory guidance. I have referred him to 5.12e, 2.1-1, and 7.2-1 of the Rules of Conduct. I have also explained to the lawyer how this situation could be avoided in the future as issues have been addressed. As the issues have been addressed, the Law Society will take no further action. Well, guess what, Mr. Kashton? You never addressed any of the main issues. This is why I'm doing this video. Because the Law Society and the respective parties wonder why the public is frustrated and why the public does not have trust in the Law Society. Right? When you've got senior forensic accountants mishandling complaints like this, sitting on it for 3 years, and then finally coming back and not even answering to the main concerns that were brought up, like Ari's this investigator for fraud, for money laundering, for this and that. He never even did any of that. This is his specialty. So, guys, I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to share with the public. There needs to be a change. This is why the public, this is another example why the public does not trust the Law Society. And it's just frustrating. If a lawyer is caught red-handed lying to not one, but 7 judges, submitting fraudulent documents, lying in transcripts, telling me, a party unrepresented, to shut up in court, the list goes on. And the other thing, too, is, no one seems to know where John David Ekpenyong got his license. This needs to be investigated. Where did he go to school? Where did he get his license? It says he got his license in 2016 in Toronto. Where did he go to school? When did he write his license? Where did he get it? None of that information is available. Okay? And my personal experience dealing with this lawyer, not that whole family court disaster. You guys have seen the previous videos. He runs to the court with this garnishment application, abusing the courts. He's got a garnishment in place. He's got all my bank accounts frozen. This lawyer is trying to garnish 100% of my paycheck. And the police refuse to do anything. It's just disappointing. And I want to get my story out to the public. Again, I'm using this channel as a video journal to speak honestly, to share these events in my life. And this is another one. What this Law Society did, the problems with them. And, I don't think it'll ever change with the Law Society. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you guys are thinking of filing a complaint with the Law Society, through my personal experience, I wouldn't even waste your time, your energy, or your effort. Because just like I put my trust in Law Society, they completely let me down. And they mishandled this complaint. And I don't think they'll ever change. You can't have a lawyer handling a complaint about a lawyer and think anything efficient is going to be done. You look at my other video with that other complaint handled with that criminal lawyer who completely just dropped me, put her name on that legal aid certificate, and the Law Society did nothing about that. Now I've got these 2 complaints and reviews, and I'll be doing a follow-up video once, they're going to be taking forever to respond to those. But I will be doing a follow-up video, and I will be providing to everyone how these reviews go. But at this point, I have no trust or faith in the Law Society. And you guys can just do some simple research, and you can see all the problems that the Law Society of Ontario is having, and why the public they just do not trust the Law Society, and the Law Society wants to ensure accountability. They want to maintain public trust in the legal profession. Well, this is a perfect example why the public we don't trust the Law Society, and there isn't accountability, and there is no maintaining the public trust in these lawyers' professionalism. So I'm going to leave the video at that. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Again, if you guys could please help me grow this channel. I'm just here to speak the truth. I'm here to share different events in my life, and I'm just scratching the surface. So thank you guys for watching. This has been another video. Let's talk about it. And this is this is the complaint that was mishandled and took 3 years to do something that should have been done within 6 months or less. So thank you guys for watching.